being, yet he performed many uncommon and wonderful pastimes, Leela, by his own potency. How can I say more about his activities and what has already been said by great saintly persons? Everyone can be purified. This is important. Everyone can be purified by his activities simply by hearing about, just by hearing about the activities of Krishna from the right source. Everyone can be purified. Purport: Bhagavad Gita and all the Vedic literatures. Bhagavad Gita and all the Vedic literatures fully explain that the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna appears in human society as an ordinary human being but acts very uncommonly for the well-being of the entire world. One should not be influenced by the illusory energy and think Lord Krishna to be an ordinary human being. Okay, nobody should think like that. Those who really, this thing Prabhupada said many times in the purports, that nobody should think Krishna as a normal human being. Okay, those who really seek the absolute truth come to the understanding that Krishna is everything. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Such great souls are very rare. Okay. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samatma Su Durlava. Nonetheless, if one studies the entire Bhagavad Gita as it is, Krishna is very easy to understand. The Krishna consciousness movement is just trying to make Krishna known all over the world as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishnastu Bhagavan. And so, what is the purpose of this Krishna consciousness movement? That means ISKCON. The purpose of ISKCON is to spread this knowledge. What is that knowledge? That Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's what we want. Okay. If people take this movement seriously, their lives as human beings will be successful. Okay. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 7th canto, 10th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Prahlad, the best among exalted devotees. Okay. Now we'll go to chapter 11, which is a completely a different section. This chapter 11 is the title of chapter 11 is The Perfect Society, 4 Social Classes. Okay. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Okay. So now in this this is the second part of 7th canto. Now you can understand in that way. So here Yudhishthira Maharaj glorifies Narad Muni and inquires from him further. Okay. So in the 7th canto, first 10 chapters describes the excellency of pure devotional service, Shuddha Bhakti. Okay, that is explained in first 10 chapters. In the last 5 chapters, now the excellence of Varnashrama Dharma will be explained. In this chapter, Narad, in this 11th chapter, Narad ji will describe the duties of the normal Varnas, the duties of women and mixed Varnas. Okay, so Yudhishthira Maharaj first 4 shlokas in this 11th chapter, Yudhishthira Maharaj will glorify Narad Muni and inquire from him, and then Narad Muni will explain eternal religious principles. Okay, so this is the last. This now this is the connection. First pure devotional service. Now Varnashram system will be explained. So this chapter describes the general principle by following which a human being, and specifically one who is interested in advancing a spiritual life, can become perfect. Okay. So by hearing about the characteristics of Prahlad Maharaj, Maharaj Yudhishthira became extremely pleased. Now he inquired from Narad Muni about the actual religion of a human being and about the special characteristics of Varnashram Dharma, which marks the highest status of human civilization. When Maharaj Yudhishthira asked Narad Muni about these matters, Narad Muni stopped giving his own statement and quoted statements by Lord Narayan, or he is the supreme authority for giving religious code. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Every human being is expected to acquire 30 qualities such as truthfulness, mercy, and austerity. The process of following the principles of religion is known as Sanatana Dharma, the eternal religious system. The Varnashram system delineates the division of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. It also sets forth the system of sanskaras, the Garbhadan sanskara, the ceremony for begetting a child must be observed by the higher section of people, namely the Dvijas. One who follow the Garbhadan Sanskar system is actually twice born, but those who do not, who deviate from the principles of Varnashram Dharma are called Dujabandhus. The principal occupation for a Brahman are worshipping the deity, teaching others how to worship the deity, studying the Vedic literature, teaching the Vedic literature, accepting charity and from others, and again giving charity to others. Okay. Patan, Patan, Yajan, Ajan, Dan, Tikya. These are the six activities of a Brahman. A Brahman should make his livelihood from these six occupational duties. The duty of a Kshatriya is to give protection to the citizens and levy taxes upon them. But he is forbidden to tax the Brahman. So Kshatriya will take tax, but they will not take tax from Brahmans. The members of the Krishna consciousness movement should therefore be exempted from government taxes. Kshatriyas may tax everyone, but the Brahmans, Vaishyas should cultivate the land, produce food grains, and protect the cows. Krisi Goraksha Vanijam. Whereas the Sudras, who by equality never become Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, or Vaishyas, should serve the three higher classes and be satisfied. Other means of livelihood are also prescribed for the Brahmins, and these are four: Shalina, Yavavara, Shila, and Unchana. Okay, these are other means of livelihood which Brahmins can also take. Okay, each of these occupation duties successively better. One who is in a lower grade of social life cannot accept the profession of a higher class unless necessary. In times of emergency, all the classes but the Kshatriyas may accept professional duties of others. The means of livelihood known as the Rita, Shilonchana, Amrita, Ayachita, Mrita, Yakshya, Paramrita, Darshana, the Satyandrita, Panichya may be accepted by everyone but the Kshatriya. For a Brahman or a Kshatriya engaging in the service of the Vaishya, the Sudra is considered the profession of dogs. Okay. Narad Muni also described that the symptom of a Brahman is controlled senses, the symptom of a Kshatriya, power and fame, the symptoms of a Vaishya is service to the Brahmins and Kshatriyas, and the symptom of Shudra is service to the three higher classes. The qualification for a woman is to be very faithful and chaste wife. In this way, Narad Muni described the characteristics of higher and lower grades of people and recommended that one follow the principles of his caste or his hereditary occupation. One cannot suddenly give up a profession to which he is accustomed, and therefore it is recommended that one gradually be awakened. The symptoms of Brahman, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras are very important, and therefore one should be designated only by these symptoms and not by birth. Designation by birth is strictly forbidden by Narad Muni and all great personalities. This was the summary of the chapter 11. So I just quickly gone through with the summary. Now text 1 onwards we will go each verse in detail. Okay, Sri Shuka Uvacha Srutte Hitam Sadhu Sabha Sabhajitam महतमाग्रण्य उरुक्रमात्मनः युधिष्ठिरो दैत्यपतेर्मुदान्विताः पप्रच्छ भूयस्तनयं स्वयंभुवा. Okay. Sri Shukavacha, Sri Shukdev Goswami said, Shutva, hearing Etam, the narration, Sadhu Sabha, Sabhajitam, which is discussed in assemblies of great devotees like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. Mahattam Agranya, the best of the saintly person, Yudhishthira. Urukrama Atmana of he, Prahlad Maharaj, whose mind is always engaged upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who always act uncommonly. Yudhishthira, King Yudhishthira, Daityapatahe of the Master of the Demon, Muda Anvita, in a pleasing mood, Papracha, inquired Bhuya again. Tanayam unto the son, Swambhu of Lord Brahma. Okay, so just let me know if you are not able to hear my voice properly. Vacha Bhagavan Shrotumicchami Nirnam Dharmam Sanatanam Varnasramacharyutam Yat Puman Vindate Param. Sri Dishruvacha Maharaj Yudhishthira inquired, Bhagavan, O my Lord, Shrotum, to hear, Ichchami, I wish, Nirnam of human society, Dharmam, the best duties, Sanatanam, common and eternal for everyone, Varnashram, Achar, Yuktam, based on the principles of the four divisions of society and the four divisions of spiritual advancement. Yet from which Kuman the people in general think that they can enjoy very peacefully Param, the supreme knowledge by which one can attain devotional service. Maharaj Yudhishthira said, My dear Lord, I wish to hear from you about the principles of religion by which one can attain the ultimate goal of life, devotional service. I wish to hear about the general occupational duties of human society and the system of social and spiritual advancement known as Varnashram Dharma. Okay. So Yudhishthira inquired about the Varnashram Dharma. Now, these are the like general principles to be followed by all the human beings, like truthfulness, mercy, austerity. Okay. So now, like everybody cannot go to the level of Prahlad Maharaj. It is not possible for everyone, or it's difficult, right? So some people who cannot directly reach the level of Prahlad Maharaj, so for them this Varnashram system is there. Okay, so they can practice these activities, and gradually they can uplift themselves and come to the level of pure devotional service. Okay, so that was the purpose of Yudhishthir Maharaj asking Naradji about this particular thing, that please explain me this. Okay, so why Naradji is why Yudhishthir is asking this thing otherwise? So that was the reason that why he's asking. So purport. Otherwise, one person will say na, that it is very difficult for us na, to become like Prahlad, and everybody cannot become Prahlad. Na. So what will happen? People who are not, what the danger is that some people are not on the level of Prahlad also, but they will try to act, and they will not do the occupational duties properly, and they will also not do bhakti properly. So the both side they are in the loss. So if they cannot do pure devotional service like Prahlad properly, then they can follow the normal etiquette and progress. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sanatan Dharma means devotional service. The word Sanatan refers to that which is eternal, which does not change, but continues in all circumstances. So that is why we say that our religion is Sanatan Dharma, not this so-called religion which we say. And because it may change. Sometimes the person themselves can change the religion, or sometime after the birth they may go to into another religion. So, for example, if somebody is born now in some, or say, Jain Dharma or Buddha Dharma or Yahudi or any Dharma, next birth it is not guaranteed that he will take birth in the same Dharma. He can become even a Muslim or Hindu or whatever. But Sanatan Dharma means the eternal one. As a human being, this Dharma is not going to change. He is always going to remain this thing. If he is a jiva, so jiva's eternal duty is to serve Krishna. That is called Sanatana Dharma, service to Krishna. Okay, so in any circumstances, this dharma does not change. So we have several times explained what the eternal occupation duty of the living being is. Indeed, it has been explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jiver Sarupaya Krishner Nityadas. This is our Sanatan Dharma. The real occupational duty of the living entity is to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even if one prefers to deviate from this principle, he remains a servant because that is his eternal position. But one serves Maya, the illusory material energy. So even if somebody is saying, I will not serve Krishna, okay, if you will not serve Krishna, you will serve Maya. But you cannot go away from service principle. One has to serve. Okay, this is the principle. Because our eternal nature is to serve. So we cannot say that I will not serve. Okay, we have to serve. Either serve Krishna or ultimately, Prabhupada said, if you are serving Krishna, fine. If you are not serving Krishna, that means automatically you are serving Maya. There cannot be any other position. So the Krishna consciousness movement, therefore, is an attempt to guide human society to serving the personality of Godhead instead of serving the material world with no real profit. Okay. So ISKCON, purpose of ISKCON is to guide people so that they can come and start serving Krishna. Our actual experience is that every man, animal, bird, and beast, indeed every living entity, is engaged in rendering service. Even though one's body or one's superficial religion may change, every living entity is always engaged in the service of someone. Therefore, the mentality of service is called the eternal occupational duty. This eternal occupational duty can be organized through the institution of Varnas. Okay, so the mentality of service is called the, like, mentality means in what manner one is willing to serve. Anyway, one has to serve. Now, what is his choice of service? That you can that mentality. What is his guna? And as per according to his gunas and the mixture of satoguna, rajoguna, tamaguna, he will get this nature and this uh, desire that I want to serve in this way, right? So it depends on gunas. Okay. So as per that mentality of the people, whatever service is there, that is called their occupational duty. You know? Or so this occupation duty can be organized through the institution of Varnashram. So Varnashram Dharma means, now there is going to be a great discussion about Varnashrama. So if you want to understand it thoroughly, you have to be patient and learn till the end of the discussion. Okay, Maharaj will explain full Varnashrama properly, because many people have a wrong understanding of Varnashrama. So now this is the Varnashram system in which there are four Varnas: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and four ashram: Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanprastha, and Sannyas. Many people criticize Varnashram, but they talk only about the four Varnas. Nobody talks about the ashrams. You know? So in this way, Yudhishthira Maharaj inquired from Narad Muni about the principles of Sanatana Dharma for the benefit of human society. Actually, many people don't know only that Varnashram means Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya. They know only Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. They don't know Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanprastha, and Sannyas also comes the part of Varnashram. Okay, text 3. Bhavan Prajapate Sakshat Atmajaha Parameshtina Suttanam Sammato Brahman Stapo Yoga Samadhivi. Bhavan, your Lordship Prajapati, the Prajapati, Lord Brahma Sakshat directly, Atmajaha, the son, Parameshtina of the Supreme Person within the signal Lord Brahma, Sutanam of all the sons, Sammataha, agreed upon as the best, Brahman, O best of the Brahmanas, Tapaha, by Shati Yoga, by mystic practice, Samadhi, and by trance or meditation, in all respects, you are the best. So, O best of the Brahmins, you are directly the son of Prajapati, Lord Brahma. Because of your austerities, mystic yoga, and trance, you are considered the best of all the Lord Brahma's sons. Yudhishthira is saying to Naradji, Narayan para vipra, dharmam guhyam param vidu, karuna sadhu ashantas tat Twadvidhana Tatha Pare Narayana Para, those who are always devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan Vipraha, the best of the Brahman, Dharmam, religious principle, Guhyam, the most confidential, Param, Supreme Vidu, no, Karuna, such persons are very merciful being devotees, Sadhava, whose behavior is very exalted, Shanta, peaceful, Tvat, Vida, like you, honor, Na, not Tatha, so Apare, others, followers of methods other than devotional service. Answer: no one is superior to you in peaceful life and mercy, and no one knows better than you how to execute devotional service or how to become the best of the Brahman. Therefore, you know all the principles of confidential religious life, and no one knows them better than you. So Yudhishthira is saying, you please explain me anyway. You are the son of Brahma. You know the everything best. You are the nobody can nobody can explain better than you. Like that, Yudhishthira. Generally, when we ask some question from somebody, this is the etiquette. We glorify him. We tell his good qualities, and it's not like something just to like externally from within the heart. We should get this kind of feeling, and we should be grateful that person is ready to answer our queries. And in that way we should that's why this is the etiquette. Wherever you will see the audience is asking questions, they are telling many good qualities. They are mentioning the good qualities of the speaker and the speaker. And one thing is very important, that all anybody who is sharing the knowledge is considered more merciful, because he is sharing the confidential knowledge of his transcendence. Okay, so in this way we should ask the question in such a way with a very humble attitude. And especially the transcendental knowledge should be requested. It cannot be demanded, it can be requested only, and by the mercy only it can be acquired. So that is the guru, the guide, the speaker's mercy. Through his mercy only, out of his mercy he will share the knowledge to us. So we have to ask question in such a way. है And we have to ask question for our self realization, so not for the checking of uh, the knowledge of a speaker. Sometimes people ask question to check whether this he knows or not. So sometimes the person will already know the answer, but still he will ask, just to check whether what kind of answer I know, whether he knows the same answer or not. Because there are many questions which can be asked, and different answers can be given, and many questions are answered out of the experience of the speaker. So one may have different experience, one may have different experience. So like many times people ask some questions where they have some idea that this is the answer, or they might have heard from somewhere else, but they will ask the same thing just to cross check. And they are cross checking, so they are cross checking both the previous speaker where they heard the answer and this speaker also, and they will decide which one is better answer. So this kind of thing is not very good. And first we should have the faith in the speaker. Otherwise we cannot bring the knowledge in our life. So before uh, before itself we should have the faith, and then we should ask, because he's checking the previous somebody told him answer, and he's checking it now whether I. And sometimes what happens, other place he heard some answer, and he's having the same idea. And a person may think that same answer should be given by this speaker. If not, then this speaker answer is wrong. So sometimes because of our less understanding, we may commit this kind of offenses, that um, trying to check the abilities of the speaker. So that's why Bhagavatam, actually full Bhagavatam is in the discussion form, question answer form. So wherever we see that somebody is asking questions, and he is asking very out of humility and glorifying the speaker, and praying and requesting, not demanding. Okay, whether it is Maitreya Vidura conversation, whether it is Parikshit Sukhdev conversation, and or Uddhava conversation with the Vidura or Maitreya, like that. And anywhere, wherever there is such kind of discussion. Okay, so purport. Yudhishthira Maharaj knew that Narad Muni is the supreme spiritual master of human society, who can teach the path of spiritual liberation, leading to the understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Actually, it is for this purpose that Narad Muni compiled this Bhakti Sutra and gave direction in the Narad Pancharatra. To learn about religious principles and the perfection of life, one must take instruction from the disciple success of Narad Muni. Our Krishna consciousness movement is directly in the line of Brahma Sampradaya. Okay, Narad Muni received instructions from Lord Brahma and in turn transmitted the instructions to Vyasdev. Vyasdev instructed his son Shukdev Goswami who spoke Srimad Bhagavatam. The Krishna consciousness movement, ISKCON, is based on Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. So in ISKCON, we basically follow these two books, Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Because Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken by Shukdev Goswami and Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna. There is no difference between them. If we strictly follow the principle of disciple succession, we are certainly on the right path of spiritual liberation or eternal engagement in devotional service. So, specifically, if we see in our Acharya Parampara, everybody has given some commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Other scriptures like Ramayana and other, there is no such commentaries given, and Gaudiya Vaishnavas does not go too much in those other details also. No. So, Sri Narad Uvacha, now Yudhishthira has asked question, now Narad Muni is going to answer. Sri Narad Uvacha, Natva Bhagavate Jaya, Lokanam Dharma Setave, Vakshe Sanatanam Dharmam, Narayanam Pachkritam. Sri Narada Vacha, Sri Narada Muni said, Natva, offering my obeisances Bhagavate and to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ajaya, ever existing, never born. Lokanam, throughout the entire universe, Dharma Setave, who protects religious principles. Vakshe, I shall explain Sanatanam, eternal Dharmam, occupation duty, Narayan Mukhat, from the mouth of Narayan Shrutam, which I have heard. Sri Narad Muni said, after first offering my obeisances unto Lord Krishna, the protector of the religious principles of all living entities, let me explain the principles of the eternal religious system, of which I have heard from the mouth of Narayan. Okay, the word Aja refers, so whatever now Naradji is going to speak, he had heard it from Narayan only. The word Aja refers to Krishna, who explains in Bhagavad Gita 4:6, Ajopi sanna apyayatma, I am ever existing and thus I never take birth. There is no change in my existence. Okay, so now Naradji said that I am paying my obeisances, my pranam to Krishna, and I have heard whatever I am going to speak, I have heard from Narayan only. So wherever there is any question answer or anybody is going to speak, he is telling his authority that I have learned this knowledge from this authority. That is why Srila Prabhupada, when he published Bhagavad Gita as it is, he gave his authority from where he is speaking. So he gave the list of 32 acharyas starting from Krishna. Okay, so that parampara is going on now. Prabhupada, Prabhupada followers, Prabhupada disciples are also there, and disciples are also there. Okay, so he, so even now Prabhupada disciples are there, Prabhupada disciples are there, and even their disciples are also there now. Now many sannyasis are there who are actually grand disciples of Sri Prabhupada, and now they are also having disciples. Okay. So, Yaha, he who Lord Narayan, Avatirya, adventing Atmana of himself, Amshena, oh sorry, text 6 I did not read. Okay. Yo avatiryatmano anshena lakshayanyam tu dharmataha lokanam swastaye adhyayaste tapovadrikashrame. Okay. So if in between it is disconnected, you can rejoin. Class will be till 10 o'clock. Word to word meaning. Yeah, he who Lord Narayan, Avatirya, adventing Atmana of himself, Amshena with partnera, Dakshayanyam, in the womb of Dakshayani, the daughter of Maharaj Daksha, to indeed Dharmata from Dharma Raj, Lokanam of all people, Swasthai for the benefit of Adhyasate executes Tapaha Ashiti Badrikashrame in the place known as Badrikashram. Lord Narayan, along with his partial manifestation, Nara appeared in this world through the daughter of Daksh Maharaj known as Uti. Okay, this thing was explained in the fourth canto, right? The birth of Lord Nar Narayan, Daksha and Murti, Dharma and Murti. Okay, he was begotten by Dharma Maharaj for the benefit of all living entities. Even now, he is still engaged in executing great austerities near the place known as Badrikashram. Okay, so Lord Narayan, and he's saying that I heard it from Narayan, so he just told little more about Lord Narayan. Dharmamulami Bhagavan Sarvavedmayo Hari Smritam Chatadvidam Rajan Yena Chatma Prasidati. Dharmamulam, the root of religious principle. He indeed Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of God, Sarvavedmaya, the essence of all Vedic knowledge. Hari, the Supreme Being, Smritam Cha, and the scripture Tat Vedam of those who know the Supreme Lord. Rajan, O King, Yena, by which religious principle. Cha, also Atma, the soul, mind, body, and everything. Prasidati, become fully satisfied. The Supreme Being, the personality of Godhead, is the essence of all Vedic knowledge, the root of all religious principles, and the memory of great authority. Okay, the root of all religious principles. O King Yudhishthir, this principle of religion is to be understood as evidence. On the basis of this religious principle, everything is satisfied, including one's mind, soul, and in one's body. So, because I heard, I am not telling anything just like that, Naradji Singh. I have heard it from Bhagwan Narayan only, and this is the and Lord Narayan is essence of all Vedic knowledge. Right? Vedesha Sarvam Ahame Vedya. So when Krishna only spoke this thing, so this principle which I am going to tell you is a very like approved one. It is not like simply and just as stated by Yamraj, Dharmam Sakshat Bhagavad Pranitam. This is the definition of Dharma. Yamaraj, the representative of the Lord who takes care of the living being after their death, gives his verdict as to how and when the living being will change his body. Okay, he is the authority, and he says that the religious principles consist of the codes and laws given by God. So all the religious principles are statements or the rules given by God, and based on these rules only Yamaraj is acting. Okay, so Yamaraj is taking care of the living being after their death, and he gives that decision what will happen, what kind of punishment or benefit you get. He is the authority. So no one can manufacture religion, and therefore manufactured religion system are rejected by the followers of the Vedic principles. Okay, so all are the whatever is manufactured religious system that Vedic followers do not accept. Right? Some people say, okay, now onwards I am starting a new dharma or a new dharma. And many people are starting new dharma, right? And this is all man-made dharma. But what is actual dharma? Dharma means sakshat Bhagavad Gita. Whatever rules given by Krishna, sakshat Bhagavad Pranita means the God Himself is giving some rules. Those are called dharma. Okay, that's why we follow only the rules given by Krishna, not by any these things. Okay, man-made rules. Man-made rules we cannot take as our eternal dharma. We can take as per the requirement. Like Srila Prabhupada also said that a person, a devotee should follow the rules of country. So suppose we are living in India. So Indian constitutional rules or government rule we should follow. We cannot say, Arey Bhagavatam does not say like that, so I am not following. No, that we can follow, but we cannot take that as our eternal dharma. That okay, this is only everything. Okay, that we can take only as per the need, but other thing we have to take as our eternal dharma, as soul, what our actual duties are. Okay, that is the point here. Okay, because as per the constitutional system, it is not mandatory to chant Hare Krishna every day, but as per our Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, every day reading Bhagavatam, Nityam Bhagavat Sevya, this is a rule. Every day we should serve Srimad Bhagavatam and devotees. So we should do, these are the rules, right? So we have to follow these Vedic system